What's going on?
Oh, what's going on? Italiano, Christmas style. John Granata from Camille's up on the hill.
Thanks, Vince. How you doing?
I'm doing well. You own the joint. Of course, TV's maitre d', Joe Zito.
Good morning, Vince.
Who owns the rest of Rhode Island.
A little bit of sunshine on this horrific weather morning.
Oh, it is terrible. But I got news for you. If you make this, put a big smile on your face.
Oh, yeah. It'll wake you right up.
We got spaghettis, as we used to call it when I was a kid.
Yeah.
Spaghettis and clam sauce.
That's right.
Alla vongole, as they say.
That's correct.
Ah, delicious.
So tell me what we got, John.
Basically, what we're looking at is Christmas Eve is coming up.
Yes,
and
sir.
Probably one of the most popular fish dishes to do the night before Christmas is the clam sauce. We're going to do a little variation on it, but we're going to make it old school, and we're going to do it so the clams come through. Little necks, we're in Rhode Island. You know, these little necks are, you know, you're very fortunate to have probably the best little necks in the world right outside your door.
Yep.
And we're going to show you how to make a beautiful clam sauce with them.
Okay, so give me an idea of some of the other ingredients.
Basically, what we're going to do, we're going to saute some garlic with some olive oil. We're going to let the clams do the work. Oregano, which goes in two things in my life, and it's pizza and clam sauce and nothing else. And then we're going to put some fresh tomato in there.
Cherry tomatoes?
Yep. And a little kick with the green olives. The green olives really bring the brininess, brings out the clams.
Right, but you
beautiful.
got to be careful with that. You don't want too much.
No, not too much, because you don't want that salty thing going on in your mouth either.
We've got some beautiful wine to
I
go
was
with
just going to say, are we going to use the wine to actually cook with it, or is this a side?
Both, and it's also a beautiful wine for your Feast of the Seven Fishes, too. It's a wine I'm very
I was going to ask you about that. The next day, we're into the Feast of the Seven Fishes, right?
So it's just terrific.
Now, we're just going to use a standard spaghetti?
We're going to do spaghetti today. You could use linguine. I suggest a string pasta. I'm really not big on a tube pasta with the clam sauce because you really don't get that nice slurping with the juices.
Yeah, and the bread.
You know, and dunking.
Well, you got to have the bread.
Right.
All right, guys. I'm gaining weight by the moment. When we come back, we're actually going to start cooking this and get these little neck clams to start to open up, which means we can eat them. Back to you, Elizabeth.
All right, thank you. Well, Courtney, I got to tell you, we're supposed to be talking about clam sauce right now, but we're just still talking about the lake that is Catamore Boulevard, where our studios are. But I do want to talk about this sauce because clam sauce, seafood for a lot of people is a big part of Christmas Eve.
Absolutely.
And this is one way to do it, and I love your recipe here. Tell me a little bit about it.
It's not intimidating either. It's pretty simple. The whole thing in Rhode Island is we have access to probably the best little necks in the world.
Yeah, it's true.
We truly do. And what we did is for about 6 to 8 people, I had 80 clams.
Okay.
And I like the little ones for the flavor.
Now, why do you like the littler ones?
They're a little sweeter.
Okay.
They're less tough. And what I did was I took 60 of them and I slightly steamed them off.
Okay.
So.
Oh yeah, and they're all nicely opening up.
Right.
Ooh,
So we got
nice.
that going on, and we're going to add that to the dish at the end.
Okay.
And we're going to use some of the juice. So what I did was put about a cup of water.
Okay.
And a little bit of garlic and a little bit of white wine. That I had to fight Joe over, but
hey, I gave it up a little bit. And you'll notice no chicken stock in this recipe for those at home. This is authentic, and he's got a few twists and turns that are beautiful too.
Right.
Well, I tell you what, Chef John Granata is going to throw some of this garlic in the oil that's in this pan, and we're going to start cooking up this clam sauce. You can get the ingredients and recipe at foxprovidence.com, and in a little bit we're going to finish cooking up. For now, though, salud, Vince.
Salute! Coming up next.
First of all, the biggest problem is that I'm behind this wall of Italian stallions back here.
Well.
I'm not wearing my heels.
No, she's
so
talking.
I'm,
Well, we're trying to shield you from the clams.
Oh, okay. All right.
We don't want that all over.
Dangerous situation.
Beautiful blazer. We don't want that on there.
All right, we got to get down to
Now, what I
business.
said was crazy is they already started pouring wine before we started coming back in here. So
Breakfast of Champions.
That's right.
Joe Zito here, John Granata here, King of the Hill, and King of the rest of the state.
all right. Basically, what we did was we sauteed some garlic and olive oil, and I added the green olives. I basically want the green olives to give some flavor into the olive oil to it for addition. All right. Now what we're going to do is we're going to throw some cherry tomatoes in here.
Oh, those are good.
Now, how are the tomatoes going to mix up nicely with the olives?
Well, you're going to get 2 versions here. If you wanted to make a true red clam sauce, you would, instead of using the cherry tomatoes, you would use about 1.5 cups of your favorite tomato sauce. A fresh tomato sauce, nothing with meat in it or anything like that. So basically what you want to do is you would add it right after the next pot that I'm going to do with the white wine and the clam juice. What I did was I steamed off about 60 little necks in about a cup of water and about 1/2 cup of white wine and a little bit of garlic. And the reason I did that was because we're cooking in bulk. If I was going to do this for 1 or 2 people, I would put the little necks right in the pan and let it steam
But
all
when John
together.
Granata comes, he cooks for our whole crew.
I have my priorities here.
Now, why the little necks as opposed to other clams?
Because little necks have a nice bite, a nice flavor, and they exude a liquid that is you're going to see at the end over here. What we did was took another 20 little necks, we opened them, and we saved the juice that came right from the little necks. And you're going to see that's going to kick. That's going to make the whole dish. Instead of using a store-bought clam juice or a store-bought chopped clam, we're going to use the real deal.
We're going to use the fresh stuff.
This is going to be good.
So now we got.
Oh,
All right, let me get out of the way. This is going to flame up.
This is going to really upset Joe, but I have to use white wine in here.
Oh, that didn't flame up.
Okay,
I thought
good.
we'd get a little flame.
I thought it might. I covered my eyebrows.
Okay, and this is the juice that we used from the clams that we steamed.
Very nice. Now, as long as we have you here, Joe Zito, why don't you tell us a little bit about the wine that Chef just put in there?
All right, the wine here comes from the northwestern part of Italy. It is called Principessa Gavi. And what I love about it, it's a beautiful wine for La Vigilia, the Feast of the Seven Fishes on Christmas Eve that Italians love so much. And this is a beautiful wine for white clam sauce as well because it's got a little acidity to it, which means it has a little kick. It's very fruity, but it's also a dry white wine. So it's not a wimpy wine.
Oh, I'm sorry.
And yes, no, I was trying to take a picture
I'm
of
hoarding
that.
it myself. I apologize.
Now, I love this wine. In a store, you're probably talking for this one about $17 range.
Okay.
But at Christmas Eve's a special occasion.
Yeah.
You spend a few extra bucks
Well, you were
and you'll
saying you
enjoy
drink
it.
it too. You don't just cook with it.
Oh no, I drink a lot of this too. I mean, you know, this is a little late in the day for me.
Well,
to
you know,
be,
Joe, we can.
Yeah, what is it, about 8:48?
Yeah, exactly.
We can see that, Joe.
Now, of course, one other thing, and I did bring a beautiful Chianti Classico
I
if
love
you
the
wanted to
reds.
go to a red clam sauce.
Right.
Chianti Classico from the Tuscany region, the Chianti region of Tuscany. This is a Classico. It's a controlled lot. They have to make it in a certain area, age it a certain amount of time, and
order
have a
for it to
certain
be
blend of
called
the
Chianti?
grapes. And you'll know it's authentic when you see Chianti Classico because you'll see this little rooster on the label.
Now,
Been
is
like that for
this
years.
similar to Champagne in the French region?
Well, basically, yes, and that it comes from an indigenous
Correct.
area, the Chianti region, absolutely. And, you know, you've heard of Sangiovese. This is a bit more refined.
Very nice.
Okay, so these are two beautiful wines for your holiday table or any time.
Hey, Chef, what are you doing over there?
No, it's just some al dente pasta. That we
To
put
the tooth.
To the tooth.
Al dente.
And we add that to it.
And this is another critical step, too, at home. Always put the pasta back into the pan.
Why?
I'm
Tell
not
me
trying
that.
to be the chef.
Because you want it to soak it up, right?
Exactly. What you want to do is you want to cook. The reason you're cooking your pasta al dente is not because you want to chew pasta. It's because you want to cook it al dente, add it to your sauce, and let the sauce take care of the rest of the
I
additional
never knew
cooking
that.
time and the absorption of the flavor. Instead of having the soppiness on the bottom of the bowl, now you'll have it in the pasta.
I tell you, I'm a terrible wife to an Italian man.
Oh,
I
that's
didn't
all
know
right.
any of this. This is why we bring you in here.
He's supposed to know
learn these
that.
tricks.
He's Italian. He should know it.
You've always got time. You can get better
Okay,
every day.
all right, that's
Finish
true.
with a little parsley. You know, in Italy, it would be a sin to put cheese on anything with
Yes,
fish.
no
but-
cheese
Yeah, but
on
you
the-
know, we do
But
that
you
at
know
home,
what?
too.
This is Rhode Island, and we can do whatever
We do what we want,
We're
right?
a long way from Italy.
Amen to that.
And what are you doing over there, Joe?
Well, what I'm doing is I'm kind of getting the plate set up so that you
Exactly.
can have a little snack.
And it's a nice presentation. Yeah, you know my snacks look like we could fill a trough,
Well,
right?
just absolutely. This is absolutely beautiful
Yeah.
holiday time or any time.
Joe, you got
Well-
a spoon over there? Big spoon?
A big spoon.
A big spoon.
You mean a pasta spoon or one
that's
big?
not a big
Do we
spoon.
have any in that bucket over there? Big spoon.
And I tell you what, I'm going to pass this over to you,
Yeah,
Vince.
we've got a big spoon in that bucket, Joe.
I'm going to grab it.
Joe, in that
Here.
bucket.
See, that's why.
There we go.
Oh, we'll go with this ladle. How about a ladle, Chef John?
No, that's fine.
All right. Here we go for a little bit of the
There we
sauce.
go.
Sorry about that. Vince, I'm going to give this to you to taste.
Oh, thank you. I need
because,
a
What
I need a
beautiful
spoon.
dish.
All right, you're going to spin your pasta in a spoon?
Kind of how I was raised.
All right, fair enough.
So now you have all your components together.
Look at that
Right.
beautiful
Heavenly.
dish.
And Christmas Eve is a success.
This is
I
a
love
healthy
it.
dish.
It is.
It is. It's all fresh. I
Yeah,
mean,
it's
you
all
can't go
fresh
wrong.
ingredients, and you've got
And
your
little necks are pretty affordable, especially in the Rhode Island area.
delicious. So worth it on Christmas Eve. It's delicious. Thumbs up from Vince.
Oh,
I can tell he loves
baby,
it.
baby, I'm in love.
Hey, I tell you what, Michelle, this is a Christmas Eve dish,
Mm.
and just yesterday we were feeling like we were in the Christmas holiday, but today we're on this roller coaster ride, and it's up to